WrestleMania 8 is not one of the best WrestleManias I'm not too fond of, to be honest with you guys. This was in the era where the WWE was kind of in a downfall. I mean, you have the crowd was still pretty huge for WrestleMania 8, but the WWE was still kind of on its downfall. It was kind of hitting its downfall at this point. The steroid scandal in the early '90s pretty much hurt them financially and attendance wise. Excuse me. And while Hogan is no doubt mega over here, his popularity really started to dwindle at this point. Fans started really really started to grow tired of his goody two shoes All American, and felt disappointed that his all vitamins, prayers, and say your prayers, eat your vitamins, drink your milk, training thing all turned out to be a fake misunderstanding. So we get to WrestleMania 8. The matches of the card are as follows. Alright, hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Da da da. Da da da. Okay. Now we get Tito Santana versus the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. That's right. The Rockers had broken up at this point, and Shawn Michaels is on his own. Marty Jannetty is nowhere to be found. Thank the Lord. So yeah, this match was real. The crowd was really into Tito Santana, and Heenan makes a hilarious remark about Tito being Reba McIntyre's sister, being Reba's sister. I don't know. The match itself was disappointing. Too many rest holds for my liking. It's definitely not too shabby, but with these two, it should have been better. HBK gets the win with the Sweet Chin Music, I believe. Sweet Chin Music, I believe. Yeah, or Sweet Chin Music. Undertaker versus Jake the Snake Roberts, with Paul Bearer being in the Undertaker's corner. Pretty big pop for the Undertaker. Jake was about done with his WWE career at this point, and just recently turned heel rather effectively, if I might add. The match itself isn't bad for its time. Isn't bad for the time it got, but more about mind games than anything else. Yeah, mind games. You know. Now we got the Intercontinental Championship match. This match was absolutely great. Bret the Hitman Hart against Bret the Hitman Hart against Roddy Piper. Bret Hart was enjoying a successful Intercontinental title run until he got sick and lost the title a few days before the Royal Rumble. Piper won the belt, and now Bret wants the title back, despite their long friendship. You can tell this would be a match to see. This would be a match to see, as both were fan favorites, despite Piper's dirty brawling skills, which busted open Bret's forehead. Bret's technical skills helped him prevail, and the match ended with Piper. When Piper thought about hitting him with the ring bell, instead using the sleeper hold, only to be countered into a cool pinning combo. 1, 2, 3. Bret the Hitman Hart gets the win and gets back his Intercontinental Championship. Next up, we got an 8-man tag team match. An 8-man tag team match. We got the Nasty Boys, the Mountie, and the Repo Man, with Jimmy, the Mouth of the South, Hart in their corner, against Big Boss Man, Virgil, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Sergeant Slaughter. The match had a few comical moments when Ray Combs was on commentary and made fun of the heels, and the part where Repo Man went to jump on the Big Boss Man only to have the Boss Man sticks his fist up and hit Repo Man in the groin. This match was just a typical brawl with hardly any excitement. The winner of that match were the babyface team, being Bossman, Virgil, Hacksaw, and Mr. Slaughter himself. Now we get the WWF title match. Is match number 5 on the card. That's actually very surprising. Definitely should have gone a lot higher. Ric Flair versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. Now here's a lot of people's main gripe about this match. A lot of people expected this to be Hogan versus Flair. Hogan versus Flair was supposed to be the dream match that every wrestling fan was going to pay their money to see. Only place it was going to happen was at WrestleMania. But no, because Hogan played politics and wanted to retire, and they tested this match out a few times, live events, and they said the crowd didn't really react as well. But when you get a crowd of 1,000 compared to like 80 or some odd thousand, compared to 62,000 in the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, you're easily going to have one of the greatest matches of all time. But instead, it's Randy Savage. But hey, that's okay. But that's okay. Not what we wanted, but it still is what it is. Savage again has a great match at a WrestleMania. The feud was about Flair claiming he had an affair with Miss Elizabeth and the world championship. So if Flair won, he would show the exotic pictures of Miss Elizabeth and him together, so the whole world can see. It was supposed to be like up and above, so the fans could see. But yeah, Savage. This is a great match back and forth. It's just awesome to watch. Great back and forth action. Good wrestling, and the brawling makes this match a great matchup. Yeah, activities after the match were also fun to watch too. Randy Savage, once again, is the new WWF champion. All right, the next match was Tatanka versus Rick Martel, the model Rick Martel. Tatanka's first match in the WWE, much less a pay-per-view against a veteran like the model Rick Martel. This match wasn't too exciting, but it's better than some of the matches on the card. Tatanka wins with the high cross body. Now we get the Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon against Money Inc. Ted DiBiase and Erwin R. Shyster for the Tag Team Championships. It's a boring title match. The Natural Disasters pretty much dominated this match, and Money Inc. took the coward's way out by getting counted out. So, Money Inc. wins. Ted DiBiase, IRS Man are still the champions. Now we get Owen Hart versus Skinner. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a filler match. Skinner pretty much dominates the match until Owen Hart rolls him up for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And now we get to the main event of WrestleMania 8. Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice. With Harvey Wippleman in his corner, of all people. I guess this is what this was supposed to be. This is supposed to help Sid be a threat for the championship. The WWE didn't learn their lesson, as Sid was in the main event for the heavyweight title against The Undertaker 5 years later at WrestleMania 13. We'll get to that a little bit later. Sid was pretty much stalled around the ring, only executed a few moves. The only real highlight of the match was when the Ultimate Warrior came out again, stole a spotlight from Hogan, who was supposed to be retiring or taking a break and doing Thunder in Paradise or that stupid show he was on. So Warrior comes out, steals the spotlight again. He takes out Papa Shango, who also came in and interfered in the match. And so Warrior comes out, takes out Papa Shango and Psycho Sid. Overall, the show contains a bunch of worthless filler material, but there were some shining moments that made up for that make up for the crappy matches. The bad was kept short. Savage and Flair was very good. Michaels put on a decent performance in his first singles match at WrestleMania, as did Bret Hart. The world title, IC title, and Santana versus Michaels were all good matches, worth checking out. Out of 10, I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. My favorite match on the show, without question, is the Bret Hart and Roddy Piper match. And my least favorite match would be the probably Natural Disasters and Money Inc. for the tag titles. So that's WrestleMania 8. Coming up next, WrestleMania 9.